Good morning, everybody. It is time to wake up with us right here on DBS This Morning. As usual, I'm Chayla Mendes, your morning host, and I'm very excited and also very proud right now as a past convent student. This is a moment in my own way to help give back, and we're going to spread some good news. As of course, you know, this year is a special year for St. Lucia, celebrating 40 years of independence. Well, guess what? The class of 79 of the St. Joseph's Convent, obviously, is also celebrating 40 years. So it's a very special year all around. And I have two special ladies here with me, so I'll allow them to introduce themselves.
Mary Polius, member of class of 79.
Nadine Constantine, teacher, St. Joseph's Convent, also past student.
I was going to ask which class, but you know what? We'll keep that a secret. And of course, I'm also here and so proud to be a past SJC student. So this is, you know, something that really warms my heart, and I'm so happy to see this happening. So first of all, congratulations to you. This is a major celebration. What has the mood been with class of 79? Because I know you all have kicked off activities already.
Well, we're celebrating under the theme celebrating memories, love, and friendship. So you can imagine what that has been. We started sometime in July, you know, and we had the girls coming from all over the world, literally all over the world. They were here. We had a couple of activities. We had a brunch at the St. Joseph's Convent, which was a huge success. And that is because we had the support of so many, not just the past students, but people supported generally, and we are very grateful for that. We were able to give a check of $20,000 to the St. Joseph's Convent, and we're proud of that as well. But we're culminating our 40th anniversary activities later this year. In fact, next month, on the 12th of December, we're having a ball, and it will be held at the Bay Gardens Resort and Spa. It cost $200 for the ticket. I mean, that's peanuts. And it is under the auspices of Mrs. Joyce Destang. And she herself is a past student, a past teacher, and the owner of Bay Gardens. So I'm sure she gave us a good price so we can make enough money to ensure that we can give back to the St. Joseph's Convent.
And of course, right now, with Ms. Constantine here representing for the school. I mean, this is tremendous what they've already been able to do, and I can only imagine with the fundraising from the ball as well, what it can further help. So let's just talk about some of the things that, you know, have been able to be mobilized since the assistance.
First, let me say thanks to the class of 79 and the brunch. The proceeds from the brunch, we actually have installed the PA system, so it's already functioning, it's working, and we're very, very, very grateful for it. As you know, our school is an old school, so as the years go by, we have went here and things need replacing. Right now, I can think of so many things that needs to be done at the school, but we're focusing on what's most important. And the intercom right now is one of our pressing needs, because these days we're thinking about security. I mean, you've heard of all the incidents in schools and so on. So we need a PA system, well, an intercom. The one we have in some of the classes, the students don't hear all the notices, and sometimes they have to step out of the class. Now, if we have an emergency, you understand, if a student has to step out of the class, you understand. So we want an intercom that will be functional, and then everybody could hear all the notices from the office. Also, some of our toilets are badly damaged. We have in the hall. Well, we say hall at convent.
Yes, we do.
We have a lot of the ceiling tiles that need replacing. And these days it's so hot. So we find that when the sun hits on the corrugated sheets, it's really hot, and the heat is unbearable inside the hall. We're still in the hall. The ceiling fans have stopped. The fans in the hall have stopped working as well. And that also makes the atmosphere a bit unbearable, because we do keep classes in the hall. We have small classes, and we keep them in the hall because all the classrooms are occupied sometimes, and we have options. So we break off and we have classes in the hall. Chila, you know that. You're a past student. I taught you. So also ramps, another very important thing, because sometimes we've had injuries, and some of the students cannot go upstairs to their classes. We have no ramps. And parents we've had students with broken legs, and parents have had to carry them, literally carry them upstairs because they cannot maneuver with the crutches. Also, we had an incident where a girl got her leg was broken, and we had to relocate the class because it was a bit, yes, it was really, really hard for her parents every day to take her upstairs, so we had to keep the class downstairs. I can think of so many other things, but oh yes, another thing, the fencing, security again. So we have a lot of the areas where our fences are broken down and people can just climb over and come in. So we want to beef up our security in that regard as well.
With what you guys are doing with the ball on December 12th, this is our opportunity. So whether you're of class of 79 or not, I know this is open to all past pupils that we can
All
come
past
together,
pupils
celebrate and help.
Especially parents of current students, because I mean, you want the convent to have the kind of environment that is conducive to learning, and if you are a parent of a current student, you should try your best to support this venture. And I want to say a big thank you to Mrs. Joyce Destang, because, I mean, without getting a big discount, we would not be able to realize the profit that we're looking for to pass on to the St. Joseph's Convent. So I want to thank everybody who supported us previously, and I really look forward to them supporting us again.
Where do we get the tickets?
Right. I have 3 numbers that people can call. 452-2778, that's the St. Joseph's Convent. And you can call 716-8352 and 285-5642.
Perfect. So now you are in the know, everybody. So this is our chance, calling all of our past convent girls. Let's rally together. Let's have an evening of celebration as we celebrate together with class of 79, but do our part to make sure that we continue the legacy.
And we can also use the independence, the 40th anniversary. We're all in. So it doesn't matter if it's 79, 91 or any year.
That's right. So we are all in.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Wake up, good people. Welcome back as we continue here on DBS this morning. And it is an exciting day because, first of all, I want to wish a good friend of mine happy birthday.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
There you go.
Thank you.
And we are here to wake you up in the know. Now, if you definitely are a true follower, a true part of the family, then you would remember her from earlier this year when we introduced an amazing business, and that is Dion Carey, which is why I always used to forget her first name and call her Dion. But it's okay. It means that her branding is working. So we have Christine.
Crystal.
Is a real friend when you're still mixing up the name at this point. But in any case, I have Crystal here, and she is the founder of Dion Carey. And one thing that struck me when I met her earlier this year was the fact that it wasn't just a brand and it was jewelry, but it was jewelry with a purpose and a movement. And as you already know, it is Epilepsy Awareness Month, hence why she's wearing purple. So we are purple fighters this month, and she is here to further reiterate her mantra, what she's pushing with her brand, especially as it's relevant this month. So, and she has a story with it. So, first of all, welcome back. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy to have you here again. And let us know about Dion Carey and that connection with helping bring awareness to the fight against epilepsy.
Okay. Well, Dion Carey is named after my brother. My brother has epilepsy. And it was the first time I was exposed to the disorder. I didn't know about it before. I'd seen people have seizures and stuff, but you never really knew what it was. So when he was diagnosed, that I think my life just flipped. It just flipped upside down, because like, what is this, and why is he going through so much hell? And when I really decided to name the business after him, to go forward and do it this way, was my dad was actually on a call with him because he lives in England. My dad was talking to him over WhatsApp, and he started like screaming. He paused, like a really long pause, and he started screaming, and then the call ended. So my dad started panicking, like, what's going on? Something's wrong with you. And we tried getting him. So every time we tried to call, he actually was able to answer, but he couldn't speak to us. And that's when we realized that it was a seizure he was having, and we were so far away. We felt so helpless. We didn't know who to call. Every number we had for his friends, no one was answering. So I felt really helpless in that instant, and I'm getting emotional. I'm not crying. I have makeup on. And, I thought of all the other people who are probably going through the same thing and they're alone and there's nobody to create that awareness for them. So I felt like it was important for me to do that. Not just to live my dream to have my own business, but to use that to educate people so they're a little more sensitive and they know what to do if they see somebody going through what he went through.
I just want to tell you to keep on doing what you're doing, and thank you for helping me be able to enlighten the rest of St. Lucia, and that way we can support each other. I feel like a hug moment is coming on, but we have to be strong. And so to anybody who's watching who may have a family member, a relative, a friend who's going through it, it's also very important that we make sure we understand, we educate ourselves. Hit up YouTube, go on the internet, you will find the information, so that way we can be effective support.
On the outside looking in, you see somebody going through, them having a seizure, you feel it for them, but you never really understand. And I had a conversation with my brother after the whole incident, and he said when he gets a seizure, it feels like he's being trampled by elephants. He said it's that severe, and a lot of the times, depending on how bad of a seizure he had, they have to induce a coma so that they can treat him. So I'm like, there are people who are going through real stuff. This is not, it's not a joke. And there's still sort of a stigma attached to it. And when you see somebody having a seizure, people laugh sometimes. And it's not funny. It's not funny, it's just real. These people who have epilepsy, a lot of them, they can't work. You can't drive. Basic things that we take for granted, they don't have that freedom to do. So I would love for people to be a bit more sensitive and just to understand that, it's not that they have a mental illness or, they're lazy and they don't want to go out and work. They can't. And that it depresses them because something as simple as getting up to make breakfast for yourself, you have to be afraid to light the stove because you might have a seizure and burn your house down, So I just want people to be more sensitive and help us spread the awareness. It is important.
And I'm happy that you put it like that, because there's certain things I guess I would not have even thought of, but it shows that we need to be empathetic, and we're so quick that before something happens, we're laughing at somebody, but we never know the backstory or what's, going on. So, this is a real issue.
Yeah, it is.
So I know right now you have a special collection with your brand Dion Carey. So this is also going to help raise awareness, proceeds towards it, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, right now I have epilepsy awareness bracelets, and I did some. I collaborated with a young lady who does lip glosses and the cosmetic stuff, lip balms and scrubs and stuff like that. It's really good. I collaborated with her, so she did a special label for epilepsy. So the sale of those are going towards creating care packages for children who will be spending Christmas in the hospital. So we're asking anybody who can, if you can't buy the bracelets or the lip glosses, that you just probably bring in toys or storybooks or whatever it is you can donate. We'd appreciate that, so we can give them something, to make them smile on Christmas Day. We're on Instagram. The page is Dion Carey. It's DIONKERRY. And you can also send me a message or call me. My number is 724-3262. So I don't sleep anyway, so send me a message whatever time, call me, because it's more than me. It's about enriching the lives of other people. Yeah, so in as much as you can help, I'd appreciate that.
Great. Now you see, there's a silver lining with this story. So we want to make sure wear purple as much as you want this month. Spread the awareness. If you didn't know about epilepsy, now you do. If you still want to know more, educate yourself, people. And of course, support the cause. So let's try to make some kids really happy Christmas time in whatever shape, way, or form. So make sure you reach out. And, that's our dose of good vibes for you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
Welcome to part 2 of our Neuromovement Wellness series. Neuromovement is an opportunity to discover the amazing powers of the brain for healing and restoration. Neuromovement helps you relieve stress, get rid of aches and pains, and improve overall wellness and improve vitality. Welcome to lesson 4 of our Neuromovement Wellness series. So today we are in a seated position. So this lesson requires, in order for one to do it well, to let go of excessive efforts in the chest. And a lot of us, because of contractions or in our smaller muscles between the ribs, we find it hard to move freely. So we find it hard to get freedom in the head and in the shoulders and in the ribs. So this lesson will be exploring the freedom in these areas. So now, for those of you at home, if sitting on the floor is difficult for you, you can actually just put a cushion or a blanket beneath you to elevate your pelvis. And now, place the soles of the feet together when you're seated. And lean on your right hand behind you. And you will now use your left hand to cup the right ankle or the right heel. And slowly and gently, we'll begin a small movement of arching or moving the right leg away from you and slowly coming over towards you. So it's a small arch of away and then slowly coming closer to you. And just pay attention to yourself now that you're doing this movement. Notice any movement that you can feel in your pelvis as you're doing this arching, a small arch of the foot or the leg away and then towards you. So just notice, feel any movement in the spine, in the pelvis, and just pay attention again to the chest and the ribs. So notice what you feel as you're doing this movement. And slowly stop the movement. Place the leg down. You can actually lengthen the legs and just rest. So now, with the soles of the feet together, we'll be leaning now on the left hand. So you place the left hand behind you and you use your right hand to just gently cup the left heel. But before we actually do the movement, we're going to use our imagination. So for a few seconds, just close your eyes and just imagine that you are lifting in an arc your left leg and lowering it. And when you imagine the movement, of course, imagine the arm and the leg, but also imagine the shifting of the weight of the bones, your sit bones, the rounding of the spine, and the softening of the chest. So the head coming forward as the middle of the back goes, the lower back goes backwards. So it's like you're rounding the back, the head sort of lifts, and you're arching. So there's an arc of the leg going away from the body and coming closer to the body. And just imagine that the movement is very easy and very comfortable to do. And now, once you feel like you've imagined this entire movement, please go ahead and do the movement. And just observe how much imagination can actually fit into your reality. So if you feel, for instance, that your pelvis is not moving at all, Just for a second, imagine the pelvis rolling back as you lift the leg and see if that helps. So just feel what it's like now. Just having used your imagination and now putting it into practice. And again, just remember to breathe. So you breathe in and then you exhale through the mouth. And feel the back rounding, the head gently moving. We'll do one more of this. And now slowly stop, and then we're going to change over the hands. So you're now leaning into your right hand behind, and we're using the same leg, so we're still on the left leg, and you cup the heel, and again slowly and gently you form an arc as you take the leg away and closer to you. And do you feel how the movements translates throughout the body?
It's even better now doing the left.
It's even better. Wonderful. Easier. There's more freedom. So it's like the brain has sort of just, it knows now what to do as we're doing this movement. So remember to exhale through the mouth. And now slowly stop the movement. Just lengthen the legs and rest. Now, interestingly, the technique that we use now in the neuromovement lesson of working now the left leg, we first use imagination. And we don't really realize the power of imagining a movement or just imagination in general. But imagination really takes you to a new level. It really opens, or it really rewires the brain even before you do the movement. So it became a lot easier to translate it into actuality because they had already done the lesson using imagination. And how do you feel?
That's what I would have said, because imagining it, it's like it was happening. So when it was time to do
Yes.
it became easier.
Wonderful, wonderful. Excellent. So thank you, ladies, and thank you, St. Lucia, for taking part in this lesson. I do hope that you are able to feel the benefits of using your imagination to access the amazing powers of the brain.
All right, good people. So we are waking you up so that you are mentally prepared. You can be physically ready to head out that door. And of course, happy people, you know what that means. We're going to be productive today. So thank you so much for staying locked on to DBS. Remember, it is Epilepsy Awareness Month. So be Purple Fighters as well. Check out Dion Carey if you want to help support the cause and make some kids happy this Christmas. And of course, not forgetting that it's still also Diabetes Awareness Month. So much to look out for, but let's take care of each other. And of course, come back tomorrow and we'll top you up one more time. I'll see you then.